Hey guys, Sal here. Welcome back to some more FateGrandOrder. And yes, we're on a banner. Is this in the banner I said that we would be on next time? I only want to do this once to see if I can get the unit I've wanted for quite a while from this banner. We got N-Body Mary Reed last time, and no 5 stars. Which I was highly surprised at because Tamama seemed to really love coming home and not letting a single 4-star come home except for her. So I've done 2 tickets already, mainly just to see something, and we're gonna be going to do Kogetsukan after this anyway, so yeah. I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to. I'm gonna do 1 more ticket and 1 10-shot to try to get either Mordred Rider or Kiyohime Lancer. We don't have Kiyo Lancer or Mordred Rider, and I want Mordred Rider mainly because I don't think I even have a Mordred unit. In fact, I'm pretty sure I don't. So, now that I'm recording, will a ticket give me something? Servant. Assassin. Oh boy, Jekyll and Hyde. No, that doesn't bode well. 10-shot. So well, this is what, 2 10-shots on off banners that I said I wouldn't pull on? Well, I never necessarily said I wouldn't pull on this one. I just said I wouldn't pull on any other banner till the servant banner comes out that I want. But I thought about it, and am I really gonna get her? No, probably not. I tend to get servants that I kind of want off of banners I'm not necessarily entirely sure I want to pull on. Sort of like Semiramis. I wanted her, but I wasn't entirely sure if I wanted to actually pull on the banner. So you never know, crazier things have happened to me on my account when I'm not necessarily entirely sure what I want to do. Although getting 2 Tamama Lancers without actually getting a single 4-star still boggles my mind of how that happened. And right after I got Squirtoria, speaking of which, I still never got Marie. Still never got Marie. At least I don't think I got her swimsuit version. Necromancy leads into Crazy Woman, who potentially is a Lancer. Divine Construct. Does that mean I'm gonna get my Divine Rider? I'm not getting my Rider. I already foresee this not happening. Servant. Archer. Okay, can you just end my misery already so we can get to the Kogetsukan? I wasn't serious about that, you know. 4 4-star craft essences? Really? Oh my god. That is so depressing. I got what? 4 servants? All of them 3-star. When was the last time I've seen a 4-star servant? What was the last one I've got that was a 4-star? Because this is ultimately freaking depressing right now. Mission, Spirit Origin List. The last servant I got that was... Yeah. Turn this option on to move select sort targets to the top of the list. Technically speaking, it still works. So the last 4-star unit I got was technically Cha-Cha, but she was from the event. The actual one I've pulled on... Oh, look at that. And Bonnie Mary reads other copy. Wait, other copy? Did I actually start leveling them up yet? I swear I did, so technically I guess I got 2 copies of them back then. I have so many sabers. Yeah, I cannot for the life of me remember what the last 4-star 7 I got from Roll is. Yeah. I don't know. I legitimately do not know. I mean, it could potentially be this new 4-star Rama. Closest thing I can think of is that we got Rama last as a 4-star gold servant. I don't know. I'm disappointed with what happened. And am I capped on? Yeah, I am. Alright. I'll be right back on the Kogetsukan. I need to get rid of some craft essences. Alright. No strange foreigners must figure in the story. Man, I should have done the gacha. I should have done the gacha last. I'm depressed. That's another time I still have yet to get Mordred. And all I've wanted was a Mordred for so long. This blows. Oh wait, we're starting right off in the Kogetsukan, alright. What is it? Do you have any idea what time it is? I was having a really good dream, you know. Oh, thank goodness you're alright. I'm so glad you're still alive. Hey, that got her to blush, alright. You big dummy. You always overreact, but since I'm up now, why did you think I was going to die? Now I see, you think someone here wants to put an end to the engagement. I don't think there is anything to worry about though. I mean, if our families don't join forces, then either we go down fighting each other, or end up falling victim to some outside power. Everyone here knows that, that's why even Maurice is going along with this. So you don't think there will be more murders? I don't think so anyway. I mean, what would be the point? But we can't rest easy just yet. We should go check on Chris too, just to be sure. Just give me a moment to freshen up. She sounds so sure that there wouldn't be any more murders. Oh, morning. Where are you two off to so early? If you're here for breakfast, I'm afraid it isn't ready. We just wanted to check in on Chris. Man, what a lucky guy he is. I wish I had a beautiful girl to wake me up. Anyway, that works out nicely. I was just wondering when he'd be getting up. I could use his help with some chores, but I didn't want to have to wake him up. I mean, he is going to be an important client of ours soon. Well then, let's all go wake him up together. Chris is dead. I think this was his room, right? Good morning, Chris. Are you up yet? Because the last time we went to go check to see if someone was up, he was dead. So, I'm only pointing the finger at Chris being dead. No answer. Is Chris not a morning person or something? Or he's... That shouldn't be an issue. He's been trained to wake up if he hears anything suspicious. That's strange. Then why would... Wait. Why is this door unlocked? Because he is dead. Oh boy. So he wrote as part of the person's name in blood. Who did it to him? Huh? Chris? No, he can't be. So... That could be an M. And then O, then an R for Mordred. But the names are different in this world, so it's Well, in this storyline. So technically speaking, does Moriarty still have the same name? I'm not sure. He's definitely gone. His body's already cold. I'd guess he died sometime around midnight. I'll go get Dr. Hawthorne. I didn't want to get his autopsy over and done with before everyone else shows up. Oh, I want. There we go. Take a picture of what just happened. So that way I can come back to it later to try to suss out what he was trying to write in blood. I mean, that's what a good detective does, right? Alright, I just did a quick autopsy. I didn't see any major injuries, but I did find 3 small wounds. See that red spot on the top of his right hand? It's a puncture wound, likely made by a needle. If the killer used a poison like, say, wolf's bane, it would only take a single prick to paralyze the victim. This other red spot on his hand is likely a second needle prick, just to be certain he didn't survive. At this point, I can't say what kind of poison would he used, but if 2 small wounds were enough to kill him, it must have been very strong stuff. Then why does he have a 3rd wound? Oh, I don't believe it's directly connected to his death. Take a look at the tip of his left index finger. Looks like there's a little blood on it. Where did that injury come from? It would seem he bit his finger himself, so as to use his blood to write a message on the floor. I think it says more. Okay, so they tell you what it says currently. That's what it looks like to me, though I don't know what it could mean. Well, Mort is French for death, but I can't imagine why he would write that while he was dying. More. I wonder if... What is it, woo? Nothing, just thinking out loud. Chris can hold his own in a fight. He never lets someone else get the better of him that easily. That assumes this was a fight. What if he merely shook the killer's hand? If our culprit had palmed a poison needle or the like, a simple handshake could be fatal. Woo. It might be kind of rude to me to ask this, but... What is it? Go ahead. I won't be offended. Well, whoever killed Chris must have been someone he knew well enough to let his guard down, right? On top of that, someone experienced enough to kill cleanly and quietly. You're the first person who comes to mind. Now I gotcha. You're not wrong. Well, let me show you something else then. Huh.
How'd you do that?
It's an illusion. All I'm doing is moving fast enough that you can only see the after images. I have to move this fast if I'm going to see it to everyone's needs. If you can do that, what can't you do? Now I feel silly for thinking up alibis. It's true, there's pretty much nothing I can't do. I mean, you probably don't have the power to, disguise yourself as other people, right? Let's say that you planted a fake body of some sorts, and you were pretending to be dead as one of them. Could that work? I've seen someone faking a dead body before in one of these type of mysteries. I probably shouldn't say this is in front of the guests, but if I wanted to, I could kill everyone here in about the time it'd take you to snap your fingers. Oh my. Oh, but don't worry, I wouldn't actually do that. I gave up the assassination business a long time ago. But I'll certainly say this much. I didn't kill Chris. If I was gonna kill him, I wouldn't have done it like this. Giving him time to write a message is an amateur move.
Good point. I believe you will.
Thanks, Miss Juliet. Huh. Looks like Chris left another message. Take a look at this.
A pocket watch. It looks pretty old.
It is. Sis gave it to him. He polished it every day. Always made sure it was in good working order, too. It stopped at 11:25, though, and the glass is cracked and it looks like it's broken. Right, Chris took really good care of it, so there's no chance of it just having randomly broken last night. Especially since it was built to last. I'd bet anything he broke it himself on purpose. To tell whoever found him that what time he met with the killer. Exactly.
So that would mean he met with the killer in this room a little before 11:25 last night.
That'd be my guess. If the killer had killed him somewhere else and moved his body here, I'd have noticed that happening. That will make everyone's alibis important to figuring out who our killer is. For my part, I was playing poker with Aaron, Adamska, and An last night. We started around 10 o'clock and kept going until about 3 in the morning. We did take a few short breaks, but nobody left the room for long. It was a damn good game. I stuck around to watch until midnight myself. I haven't seen Sis that fired up in a long time.
I was in my room with my sister around that time last night. Does that count even though we're family?
Counts in my book. I'm not just saying that because you believed me when I said I didn't kill Chris. You really seem to be telling the truth. Well, come to think of it, you got an alibi for that time of night too, Sel. I do? Was I passed out again? You already completely passed out. How did you know that? Well, that's easy. Our poker game was in the room next to yours. Hard not to hear you snoring. But I'll leave the alibi stuff up to you. You're the detective now, right? I hate thinking up alibis and that sort of thing.
You do?
I know I said there's nothing I can't do. But that's not strictly true. I'm useless with riddles. Oh, God. I'm decent if the riddle is somewhat easy. Otherwise, yeah, I'm screwed. All the things I can do, and none of it's gonna help Chris now. Please, Sel, you've gotta find whoever did this to him. I'll give it my best shot. I'll have to sleep on it. Literally. Oh, man! Wait, sleep on it. A sleeping detective. Crap. What was the uncle's name in Detective Conan? Sleeping, Shojuro, sleeping, the legendary sleeping Kojiro? Dang it. I need to look this up. It's gonna drive me insane. Kogoro. I knew it started with either an M or a K. The sleeping Kogoro. God dang it. Morty! That is his name! It wasn't the sleeping Morty, it was sleeping Kogoro. I don't remember. It's been way too freaking long since I've seen Detective Conan. I've only seen about 260 episodes. Maybe around 300? I don't know, it's been a long freaking time. Not to mention, I think there's, 900 something episodes out? Oh, good God. And with how long each episode is as well, that's a long time to watch detective shows. But yeah, I'm basically sleeping Morty Kogoro. Sleeping Kogoro. However they call it, is basically what I am. Good choice of words. I have heavy confidence in you. Anyway, enough chit-chat. We should round everyone up and tell them what happened. Alright.
By the way, by the time we got to Chris's room, it was already too late. Oh no, poor Chris.
Where's Anne? I don't see her anywhere. She's carrying Chris down to the basement, which is serving as our mortuary for now. I guess she said she wanted to at least do that much for him herself. Hey. AKA the first person to die, which was Detective whatever the heck his name was. That's the only MOR that I know of, thanks to Boo mentioning it in the story, as far as I know. It could have meant one of the companies, because I've already forgotten the names of all the companies. So it had to have been someone from the mortuary. AKA the first detective. Because I mean, hey, who doesn't want to see Sherlock Holmes be the murderer instead of James Moriarty? Unless the doctor's name is still Moriarty. That's about it. I see, then Chris really is dead. And just when I'd named him my successor. What terrible timing.
Why you look at me like that? You think I'm the one who killed him? Well, I didn't. I was putting Laurie to bed. You have to believe me.
I mean, putting Laurie to bed isn't necessarily a good alibi either. Please calm down, Miss Dorothy. As it turns out, Chris managed to write down more right before he died. He didn't get to finish his message, but it still seems more than likely that it's a clue as to who killed him. And there is someone whose name starts with M-O-R here, isn't there? Is there? Oh, Mortis. Yeah. It still could be Mordred. Let's be honest. I still like my idea of it being someone from the mortuary, aka the first dead person.
More? You don't mean Maurice?
I don't see how it could be anyone else. So you're saying Maurice killed Chris, is that it? I'm just saying it's possible. He might still be hiding outside somewhere. I hope I haven't offended you. Not at all. It's the best news I've heard since we left on this trip. As long as Maurice is alive, the Goldie family still has a bright future. Yes, but that just proves that you didn't give a crap about Chris at all. Are you listening, Maurice? Come out now and I'll hire you the best lawyer money can buy.
Honey, he's taking this pretty hard, isn't he?
At any rate, we're going to start running things around here to ensure there aren't any more mistakes. That doesn't mean we're going to start locking you up in your rooms or anything. But if you want to stay alive, I'm going to ask you to follow our instructions as much as possible.
Hey, Sal, please don't die, okay?
I wouldn't dare die and leave you, my beloved Juliet. Why would I ever do that? Besides, I'm the main protagonist. If I die, literally, it's the end of Chaldea. Because as they said, if I die in my dream, I'll die here in real life. But you too as well, Juliet. Don't you dare die. Why is Mama Raiko Ava in her summer attire?
Oh, hello, Sal.
Can I ask why you're dressed like that?
I just wanted to go for a little swim, since we came all the way to this lovely resort and all. I doubt Wu will approve though, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
By the way, did anything unusual happen around bedtime last night, Miss Violet?
Miss Violet? Well, that's a strange question. No, Mother turned in early last night. I think it must have been around 10, maybe 11. I'm sorry, I don't remember the exact time. Oh, I just had a lovely idea. We could all go for a swim, that way Wu could still keep an eye on us. I'll go suggest it to him right now. I hope you can join us, Sal.
Uh-huh. Sure thing, Mother.
I'm glad we could come to an agreement.
Likewise. I too would be tremendously grateful for such a resolution. Thank you for coming to meet with this. Ah, it's you. Thank you for being such a good friend to Juliet. You must think I'm a terrible excuse of a father. Offering my own daughter in a political marriage. I'm, sure you have your reasons. It's okay, it's the truth. And while we're on the subject, I'll admit I'm a terrible leader too. I'm a coward. But it's because I'm a coward that I can tell which way the wind is blowing. I saw that if I didn't do something, the Violet family would have no future whatsoever. If we didn't suffer heavy losses in an all-out war with the Goldie family, we would only end up falling prey to a powerful enemy from elsewhere. That's why I came to the conclusion that an alliance with the Goldie family was our only option for survival. I never had anything going for me besides my family name. I was never cut out for this world. I was just lucky enough to receive an offer for an arranged marriage with the Violet family's daughter. I was intoxicated by her beauty at first sight, and it wasn't long until we were married. I thought there was nothing I couldn't do as long as it would make her happy. That was what let me do my best at a job that was frankly beyond me for the next 20 years. But now I'm the head of the whole Violet family. I have to think about what's best for my children and for my subordinates. My wife was against this idea, but for once, I went against her wishes, especially since Juliet agreed to go ahead with it. Did she, though? You mean because you knew she wouldn't say no? You really do know her well. I'm actually relieved. As it turns out, Dorothy just came to me with an interesting proposition. If Aaron agrees to it, it should solve all of our problems. But then I guess there isn't much point in telling you about this. Just forget I said anything. The point is, if all goes well, Juliet will be free. I'm sure you want that just as much as I do. No kidding, I want her to be free. Then, I can, get with Juliet. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to think of a way to convince Aaron.
There you are. Where have you been all this time? Just gathering information. Oh, okay. Well, you shouldn't have to do that alone. I'll go with you.
Miss Juliet is a convincing job of playing stoic, but she really was worried about you.
You didn't need to tell them that.
Oh, I just remembered. Miss Ava suggested we all go to the beach after we've had lunch.
Well, I guess we could use a breather, given the circumstances.
I'll go ahead and whip something up for lunch now.
I should fall asleep and go back to Caldea for a bit. I think I'm getting sleepy.
Hey, you're looking kind of drowsy. Go ahead and catch some Z's if you want. I'll make sure to wake you up. Feel free to stretch out on that sofa over there.
Okay. I'll just let my unconscious body just be there on the couch. Nope, I don't die. Welcome back, Senpai. What happened over there? Let's see. Chris died. Chris too, that's awful.
What is it, Holmes? Oh, it's nothing of import. I was just thinking about what these alibis could mean.
Oh, do stop beating around the bush, would you? If you don't know the answer, just say so. Well, at least I finally found a way to get you to pipe down. By the way, is this Wu person foreign? Come to think of it, I think one of the commandments in Nox's Decalogue was, no mysterious foreigner must figure into the story. Does that have anything to do with this case?
This may be hard for you two to believe, having grown up in this modern era. But during the golden age of detective fiction, some people believed quite fervently that foreigners held mysterious powers.
I have no way of knowing what Nox may have truly meant by that maxim, but thinking conventionally, I would think it means not to rely on beings with unknown abilities, foreign or otherwise, to connect your story's dots.
In that sense, we can take Wu at his word and strike him from the list of suspects. No bland, uninspired case where just about anything goes would ever fall into the lap of a detective such as myself.
That's true. A mystery relying on cheap tricks and bizarre gimmicks isn't really something anyone would enjoy solving, is it?
I would say that I had a number of foreign connections myself. Would you mind bragging about your connections in the East End another time? At any rate, I'd like to focus on Chris's dying message.
You mean the more he wrote in his own blood?
Indeed, I can certainly understand wishing to leave behind an accusation of one's killer once death is certain. But we do not yet have enough information to be certain that Maurice is what he meant to write. Though it is only 6 letters, that may have been too much to write out while he was at death's door.
I guess so. I know if I was a murder victim, I might try to write some hint as to the killer's identity. Does that mean you've already figured out what the message really means then, Holmes?
I have a hypothesis. There would be little point of voicing it now. Will that be because you lack confidence in it, or because of what you suspect still lies ahead? Interpret that as you like. I merely want to avoid coloring our impressions before we have all the data we need to resolve this case. My job is to reveal the truth after all, so where possible I like to deal strictly in facts. Besides, the only one who truly needs to know how valid my deductions are at any given point in time is myself. There, you see. This is exactly why I can't stand detectives. You care more about how you plan to solve this case than you do the well-being of the people fearing for their lives. I dare say, if anyone here is a cold-hearted villain, it is you, not I. You never mind, you Professor. I was never the architect of any mysteries of my own, particularly not any involving murder.
There's actually one other thing I've been wondering about. Why could Dorothy have proposed to Dumpska?
Oh, that mystery is not nearly so difficult. One simply need consider the difficult position Dorothy is in and her tempestuous nature to arrive at the answer. Though, of course, it will mean little if Aiden refuses to go along.
I'm getting sleepy again.
To assume we are once more out of time. Very well. One last word of advice. Now that Chris is dead, the game is well and truly afoot. Do not let your guard down.
No, I won't. Well, at least I'll try not to.
No accident nor unaccountable intuition must...
Must what?
Murder at the Kogetsukan.
So, more could mean Morty's. It could also mean mortuary. I don't know what else it could mean. What other... Wait, they dragged me to the beach while I was asleep? It's about time you woke up. You missed lunch entirely, you know that. What is this place and how did I get here?
This is the beach, obviously. You look so peaceful, I didn't want to wake you, so I carried you here.
I've never seen anyone sleep so soundly under a beach umbrella before. Must be nice.
I don't know, I'd say Mr. Aiden and Dr. Hawthorne are giving Cell a good run for their money. They're both napping after that big lunch. Anyway, you might have missed lunch, but I kept some leftover sandwiches for you if you'd like.
So is everyone just out here to relax?
Relax, well yeah, there's that, but it's also a good way to stay safe. Nowhere to hide so you can see a threat coming from a mile away.
Yes, unless it's an arrow that's coming at you. Or, you know, a silenced pistol.
And on top of that, this warm weather pretty much ensures that people dress lightly, which makes it real easy to tell if they're carrying a weapon. Of course, you could still probably hide a tiny poison-tipped needle.
Yeah.
Then again, I didn't count on those two being the only ones to change into swimsuits. Yes, everyone else is still keeping their guard up.
If you ask me, they're just letting their guard down way too easily. Come on and join us, Juliet. The water's great. Hey, just how old do you think I am? It's been ages since I just splashed around like that. Oh, is that so? Because it looks to me like you're just embarrassed to wear a swimsuit in front of Cell. Oh, shut up and leave me alone. I know I'm about to let the sun damage my skin. I'll just stay under this umbrella and enjoy a nice little nap myself.
I'm not.
You're going to take a nap, even though someone might be trying to kill us.
Don't worry, you'll be fine with me here. I'll keep the whole family safe.
That's true, I guess we'll be alright with you here, Daddy. You never were much help, were you, Daddy?
Idiot. Just because it's true doesn't mean you have to say it.
You and your sister are a lot alike, huh? You think? I know we're technically twins, but we're actually fraternal. I don't see much resemblance myself. Personality-wise, I think she takes after Mother. They're both really free-spirited. I'm honestly kind of jealous.
And you get your serious side from me.
Sure, Daddy. Let's just leave it at that. Aren't you going for a swim, Lori? I got you a bathing suit and everything. That's okay, it's more fun playing with Kane. Kane.
Hey, Lori, I found some crabs over there.
Crabs? I'll be right there. Alright, just be careful. I'll be right here if you need me. that I think of it, I should ever ask Dorothy about her alibi cell.
Oh, right, I'd better do that.
Dorothy, please don't take this the wrong way. You see, we've been asking everyone this. What were you doing last night? Me? I put Lori to bed around 10. I fell asleep beside her shortly after, and we didn't wake up till morning. Ask Lori if you like, but I don't think she'll have much to say, since she fell asleep before me. Got it, thank you. You're quite welcome. What a lovely day. I had no idea the beach was so much fun. I think I'll go for a swim myself.
The murderer could be hiding in the water.
Dorothy's sure in a good mood, isn't she?
Of course, she's the second wife. With Mortis missing and Chris dead, Lori is all set to inherit control of the Goldie family. Which means her own position in the family is all but secured, since she is Lori's mother.
I see, that makes sense. She certainly looked like she was at a loss for words when Aaron revealed that Chris was his son. Wait, you're not saying Dorothy killed Chris, are you, Daddy?
No, I'm not saying that. This seems to be a good motive is all.
I'm sorry, did I scare you?
No, you just startled me a bit. Is there something I can do for you, Dorothy?
Have you seen Lori anywhere? I think she ran off when I wasn't looking.
Uh-oh.
Come to think of it, I don't see Kine anywhere either. I wonder where they've gotten to. Oh, I hope they weren't so fascinated with crabs that they got caught in an undertow. I'll help you look for them. I'm worried about Kine too. That would be great. Thank you, Juliet.
I'll come along too. It'll be safer that way.
It's okay, Daddy. We're not going that far. We can always call for help if something happens. You stay here to keep an eye on everyone else.
All right.
I finally have you all to myself.
You do know Adamska is right over there. Personal space. Personal space.
Oh, don't worry about that. Nobody's watching. And it's not like I'm going to cook you up and eat you. I've been wondering ever since you came along with us, what exactly are you to Juliet?
We're just friends.
Still singing that song, are you? There's no need to try and hide your true feelings now. Even if Mortis does show up again, I'm pretty sure their engagement is off the table. Honestly, they're all so stubborn, especially Juliet. For all the fuss she's made about saying she would marry him because she's the eldest, I don't think she's ever actually meant it. Still, that's what makes Juliet so special. She's honest, responsible, and sensitive all at once. That's why I want her to be happy. As long as she truly loves her partner, it doesn't matter what sort of family they're from, or what their gender is.
Is this the one time that my gender actually comes into play? Is this the one time that my gender actually comes into play? And that's why she said, or what their gender is? Is it because I'm playing a female character, or is my character currently in the story a guy? But then she would have no reason to say what their gender is. I don't know. I just want to think that it's because my character in the story is a girl, because my main character is a girl, that she says that. I mean, okay, Ava.
But if you're interested, I'd be happy to entertain you myself.
You know what's funny? I don't think Adamska would be a man enough to actually stop me from getting with Ava. Although I think the doctor would kind of not like it.
Ah! That was Juliet and Dorothy. And just as things were hitting up, Juliet always did have impeccably bad timing. Alright, go on then, you should at least get there first and show her what you're made of, right?
So is one of the two dead, or are they both dead?
Still. There's a dead body over there. That was close. I think it's... Why did you guys scream like that? Did something happen? Where were you, Lori? You had me so worried.
Did you find a big crab or something? Did you? Okay, that's far enough, trust me. You don't want to get too close. Between the blonde hair and that outfit, I'd lay the odds that that's Mortis's body. All kinds of stuff drifts in on the ocean's current around here. From the look of him, he must have been floating out at sea for a while.
Well, if Mortis is dead, that just rings true more to my mortuary statement. Just saying.
I couldn't stop you ladies from getting a peek, but I'll be damned if I'm gonna let anyone else see this. But I need to make sure it's him. Look, I didn't want to have to say this, but when fish come across a dead body, where do you think they start eating it? I'll give you a hint. The parts that are the softest and easiest to bite off.
I don't know. Where?
The eyes and lips. Without those, it's pretty much impossible to identify the victim. Still want to take a look for yourself.
No, that's okay. I'll take your word for it. Oh, Morris.
I'm sorry to ask. Would you all mind going back to the mansion together? Oh, and would you also wake Dr. Hawthorne up and send him here?
Of course. Come on, Cell. I believe the cause of death was drowning, but the body also had some rather ugly bruises. My guess is that he was pushed into the ocean from somewhere high up. Is anywhere on this island that might have been done?
There's a cliff at the northern edge of the island, but if that's where he was pushed in, it'd explain how he washed up with the tide.
Given the body's hair color, build, and other physical features, it was indeed most likely Mortis. But with so little of his face to confirm identity, I can't be certain, oh god.
That means Mortis could have just gotten some other dead body and done it up to look like himself. If that's so, then we should still be on our guard. That's enough.
Honey.
Mortis had no idea we were coming here, though. Besides, where could he possibly have gotten a look-alike corpse anyway? Aye. The last shred of hope I was clinging to is gone. My son Mortis Goldie is dead. With Chris gone as well, the only one left to succeed me is Loy. Adamska, I've talked it over with my wife. What do you say to an engagement between my Loy and your kind?
Oh, that means that... What do you know? Juliet's free. Engagement? Are you serious?
I was hoping you'd say that, Aaron. That sounds like an excellent idea to me.
Slow down, Laurie's still just a child. There's no way Kaya can take over for the family.
Don't be so old-fashioned. We wouldn't have them get married right this instant. The important thing is that we promise to have them married in the future. You're the Violet family's eldest daughter. You should know as well as any of us what will happen if our alliance falls through. Not to mention that if all we bring back is news that Mortis died, there will be rumors that the Violet family assassinated him, leading to an all-out war. This is the only option we have to avoid such a catastrophe.
I guess, but...
What about the children? Don't they get a say in this?
I don't mind marrying Kine.
You say that now, but you're still so little. We can reconsider what to do about the engagement once Loy has come out of age.
I'm fine with that. I don't really get what's going on, but I'm fine with that.
I'm glad to see you understand. If only you had a better head on your shoulders. Alright then, we'll say that Moise died in an unfortunate accident. Please don't let my son's death be in vain.
Speaking only for myself, I don't want to see Chris's death be for nothing either. So long as we all agree to keep the truth secret, I'm willing to count this version of events.
Then it's settled. Indeed, yesterday's bitter enemy is today's dependable friend. I'm glad to count you among mine.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Dinner was great, wasn't it? I couldn't even taste it. I'm not sick or anything, I'm just...
Ah, gee, to excellent timing. I was just searching for a fresh bottle to uncork. Care to join?
You're completely smashed already. Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
Do I seem drunk to you? I'm actually at a loss because I can't seem to get drunk. Oh, by the way, I haven't taken you to bed before, have I?
Oh, you're just as gross as Morty's was.
My apologies. I've been with so many women, it's impossible to keep track of them all. I must have confused you with one of my myriad one-night stands. I was born with a condition that makes it difficult for me to have children, you see. They gave me an excuse to spread my seed quite a bit when I was still a young man.
If all you want to do is brag about your conquests, I'll be leaving.
Oh yeah, sorry about that, but I did settle down after Lori was born. I came to understand how reprehensible my behavior was.
Even if you feel bad about it now, that certainly doesn't change what you did.
Yes, you're right. Perhaps losing both Mortis and Chris in such quick succession is the punishment I deserve.
I didn't mean it that way.
Thank you, Juliet. I no longer feel like drinking. I think I'll just go ahead and turn in for the night.
Isel, why don't we go get some night air?
Alright. But I still feel like someone else is gonna die now. Either it be Loy, either it be Kine, or the boss, the Goldie himself.
Oh wow, what a full moon, it's beautiful.
Also pay attention. Only the Goldie people have died. I haven't died, and none of the Violet people have died. Only the Goldie people. And again, Kine was laughing about how no one suspects a kid. It could very well have been him. Maybe he wanted Loy, or maybe he just wants to secretly annihilate everyone of the Goldie family. Who knows? Wow, what a full moon. Beautiful. Well, wow, a full moon, it's beautiful. I can't read.
Hey, yeah, it's so bright, it's almost dazzling.
Not as dazzling as you, Juliet. Not as dazzling as you.
You know, Sel, I'm really glad you're here with me. Even though I haven't been able to do anything for you, I didn't think my being here made any difference. It's not about that, that's just hindsight. I've been so anxious ever since this arranged marriage came up, but too scared to do anything about it. But having you here and seeing you get sad or angry on my behalf has made me feel so much better. Besides, you stayed with me after all my other friends left. That's meant so much to me. Even if I had ended up married to Maurice, I think I could have handled it, just knowing that you were there for me. The engagement may be over now, but I'm still so grateful to you for everything. Thank you, Sel.
Yeah?
Hey, can I tell you something else?
Starting to get really sleepy again. Was Juliet the murderer?
Huh? What's wrong? Sel?
Oh, good. It seems you're still alive. So what's happened this time? Well... let's see. So you conked out just when you and Juliet were having a moment. I know, right? It so sucks. Of course, it also sounds like you and Ava were rather having a moment of your own before circumstances intervened, eh?
Romantic moments on the beach? Was that your way of getting ready for Summer Senpai?
I mean, I already know Summer... I was about to say it was coming out on the banner. I won't spoil that for anyone who doesn't necessarily want to know or wants to be surprised. I have to say that the servant I want on Summer... most likely I'm not going to get them either, because I'm probably not going to have enough Saint Quartz. But yeah, you could potentially say that. No, this was nothing like that. Remember, this is not Miss Cell's story.
Oh, right.
At any rate, it seems these latest developments played out how we expected. I concur, although a full moon, eh?
Uh-huh. Why is that interesting?
I'm afraid that we'll have to wait to Miss Kiriraito. First, I need to ask Miss Cell something. Did you notice or feel anything odd before you passed out? Didn't cough up blood or anything like that. I don't think so. I see. It was most likely a sleeping pill or paralyzing agent, then. Not a lethal poison. I believe we can rule out Juliet as a suspect in this case. She would have no need to feign concern about you while you two were alone after all. Quite the opposite, in fact. That would be the time for her to show her true colors. Have you no heart, man? Surely we can take Juliet's feelings at face value. I only mean that I would not consider someone's sex as a factor in determining whether they can be trusted. I must say, though, I never thought to see the day when a criminal extols the virtue of trust.
I still don't understand why Senpai was targeted. Was it also just a spur-of-the-moment decision?
I expect it is a natural consequence of the investigation. The two families may have finalized their alliance by betrothing their children, but having the killer's identity remain a mystery is sure to create tensions. More importantly, the killer will not want to live in constant fear of discovery, so scapegoats would solve both of those issues nicely as an outsider. Cell is the obvious choice. In which case, the killer may mean to kill Cell and frame her for their own crimes.
Professor, how could you even say that? That's horrible.
Please don't be angry with me. I'm merely offering a possibility. I'm inclined to agree with the professor in this instance. If there's any consolation to be had, it's that our culprit won't be attempting anything sufficiently violent that it might easily be seen as foul play. They would need to falsify a note to make her murder appear to be a suicide, but the whole endeavor would be quite pointless. For example, they could strangle her to death and then cover it up by making it seem as though she hanged herself, but an autopsy would spoil that bit of trickery. Then again, if the culprit were the one performing the autopsy, then such a cover-up would be quite easy. Don't you agree, Professor? You do understand that Dr. Hawthorne and I are quite separate people, yes? Having said that, I hope you will not hold it against me if he does turn out to be the killer. Uh-huh.
Senpai.
Well, now, it seems she's finally reached the point where she simply falls asleep without any premonitory signs whatsoever. Of course, if Cell is still falling asleep, that must mean the person she is inhabiting is still alive. At least we can be happy about that. Wouldn't you agree, Detective? I mean, if the person I was inhabiting were to die, I wouldn't be in such danger.
Are you awake now? Thank goodness. I was just about to go get Dr. Hawthorne.
Did you carry me here all by yourself?
Uh-huh. I'm completely exhausted. I don't even know how I did it. I bet I'm going to be really sore tomorrow. I thought about leaving you on the beach to call for help, but I couldn't leave you out there at the mercy of the wolves. Or the killer.
Look at the time. We'd better get to sleep. Thanks, Juliet. Don't worry. I'm fine now.
I guess so. Then, would you walk me to my room?
How's about I stay with you in your room tonight?
I still have no idea about what's really going on in this case. But as Senpai's support team, we need to figure out some way to help her crack it.
My apologies. There is something I need to take care of immediately. Do hold down the fort while I am gone, will you?
Holmes?
I fear I truly don't have time to explain right now. Feel free to direct any questions to the professor. The full moon, eh? Quite so, Professor.
Alright, tell me, Professor, what was Holmes talking about?
I must admit that solving plots is not really my forte. I am more in the business of creating them. And my own strong preference makes me disinclined to explain what that crackpot may be thinking. But for you, young Marsh, I suppose an exception can be made. Holmes and I are both working with the same information this time, so all I needed to do in this case was fit those pieces of the puzzle together. We would naturally both arrive at the same conclusion, unless he were delirious with fever or the like.
Then you know where Holmes went, Professor? You both mentioned the full moon. He's not planning to go there, is he?
No, Marsh, don't be silly. Though I imagine Holmes might find the notion amusing. I'll explain about the moon in due time. Unfortunately, Cell was only awake for a short while this time, so we were unable to warn her.
That's true. There was something I wanted Senpai to look into as well.
Oh, and what might that be?
Well, nobody's come out and said it, but... Sounds to me like Ann might be Chris's mother.
Yep. Pretty much. Yes, that certainly seems likely. One could tell as much from her behavior. I imagine Aaron must have entrusted Chris to his mother after refusing to take him in, himself.
So then Ann lost her son too. We have to solve this case quickly before anyone else dies. Is there anything else, Professor?
There's indeed Chris's dying message, though there may not be much point in bringing it up now. At any rate, assuming this message was indeed meant to point to the killer, we cannot assume he would simply write the killer's name. A defining attribute of the killer would more than suffice. Personally, I believe he meant to write Mom.
Mom? But how would that point to the culprit?
Means that one of the killers is a mother, aka Ava, Dorothy, his own mother on. It may not be a complete message, but it's also only 3 letters, making it much easier than writing out a full name. Though it's unfortunate Chris evidently failed to finish writing even that, giving the false impression that it was actually more.
Mom, wait a moment. If Chris was talking about his own mom, does that mean Anna's out to kill Senpai right now?
It's possible. She could be the killer. It could be Ava. It could be Dorothy. It could still actually mean mortuary.
Well, good night, Sal.
Uh-oh. On.
Excuse me, Sal. Could I have a word with you?
What's this about?
Don't worry, this will only take a moment.
Oh, crap. She knocked me out. The detective must not himself commit the crime. Well, an hour. It took me an hour to get through those 2 parts. Dang. I also kind of dampened my voices to them a little bit. So this time I didn't, go crazy with them to the point where I literally need to stop after 2. I'm going to stop after 2 for this episode, but I'm going to continue on next because I need to see what the heck is going to happen. Oh boy. But yeah, with that, I'm going to end this episode here. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next one, where we will go and be the detective who must not himself commit the crime. See ya. Until then, see you guys later.